Alright, we just killed the first dragon, by the way.
I've got your back.
Alright, good.
I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
No, but let me just switch some stuff up. A little heavy, you know what I'm saying?
You lead. I'll follow.
I'm taking command here for the moment. You head back to Whiterun and let the Jarl know what's happened. I'm taking command here for the moment. You head back to Whiterun and let the Jarl know what happened.
Sure.
We taught that dragon not to mess with Whiterun, didn't we?
I'm glad you're on our side. I'm glad you're on our side.
Okay. What do you think, buddy?
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
What do you mean?
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? Absorb the dragon's power.
I think you might be
There's
right.
only one way to find out. Try to shout. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
Okay. Right, character to shout.
It was the power of old, the voice of the Dragonborn. I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you're on our side.
Alright, well, let's go. Okay. Let's see, Domaki or something like that? Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever that was. Something I fucked up just now.
By Izmir, you did it! You killed the dragon.
Damn right I did. What do you gotta say?
There's been talk amongst the guards that you are Dragonborn. But such a thing, surely that's not possible.
Well, you know, depends on who you're asking.
You've been told you're not allowed.
Let's see. What's it change? I can do a little adjustment on the.
Turn around and go back the way you came.
We're causing no trouble. All we ask is to look for her.
I don't care what you're doing. After what happened, you're lucky I don't toss you in jail. Now get lost.
We will be back. This is not over. You there. We're looking for someone in Whiterun. We will pay good money for information. A woman,
Who are you looking for?
a foreigner in these lands. Redguard, like us. She is likely not using her true name. We will pay for any information regarding her location. We are not welcome here in Whiterun, so we will be in Rorikstead if you learn anything.
Who are you looking
We're
for?
looking for a fugitive who comes from Hammerfell. A Redguard woman. She may be somewhere in this city.
Why are you
It's
looking for
none of
this
your
person?
concern. All you need to know is that we're paying for information. If that doesn't interest you, feel free to walk away.
I don't really have many other options.
We will find her eventually.
Alright, good. For you.
Do you have news of our quarry?
No, you just
We will
talked to me
find
for
her
a second.
eventually.
Alright, good for you, man. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, nope. I don't want to unlock anything. I'll be back.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Calm down, people.
You know, people have forgotten humor, poetry, and romance. I love a good sword fight as much as the next man. But there's more to life.
You live here?
Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Greymales. Our family's been close as kin for generations, but Ulfric's Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim.
Yeah, I saw one.
That's a real problem.
Man, nobody listens to what I'm saying. Where can I get a drink?
Ah, the most important question of all, that one. You'll want the bannered mare. See old Hulda. She'll keep you swimming in mead. But mind the bard, Mikael. Poncy little milk drinker, that one.
You don't like Mikael?
Ah, man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikael, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches.
Wenches?
He dishonors our traditions.
I see.
Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but you should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall, Jorbasker. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle.
Okay. Guess that's all you got. All the information now.
May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
Alright, bard. Let's see. Temple of Ketherek. Oh!
Welcome, child. feel better already. Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of guards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them.
Well, you're very
As more
nice.
of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess.
I see.
I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more.
You're a priestess of...
Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge. The goddess's divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city.
Excellent.
After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days.
I see.
So sick.
This is the Temple of Kinareth. The Gildegreen outside was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun.
I see.
Disciples of Kinareth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches.
Ah.
Of course, not as many pilgrims these days.
No. Why haven't the pilgrims
A
been
big
coming?
dead tree isn't very inspiring if you're coming to worship the divine of wind and rains. Kinareth gives life, and we need a living tree to be her symbol.
Is there any way to revive the tree?
I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Elder Gleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal.
What kind of weapon would work?
Elder Gleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the Hag Ravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself.
See.
Your
I'll get it
spirit
for
is
you.
strong. Kinareth's winds will guide your path.
Excellent.
It's held in a Hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Pain is so great.
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy Hagravens yet?
So what's so
To
special?
the east of here is a hidden grove where the Elder Gleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in
Elder
Skyrim,
Gleam?
maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. May Kinareth's winds blow you to fortune.
Okay.
May Kinareth's winds blow you to fortune.
What was the question just now? Okay.
The fever. My body burns.
Make it stop.
Okay. Where are we?
Pain is so great.
What's that? Boots. Let's see.
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy...
Not yet, man. I'm still,
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy hag ravens yet?
No, you just asked that. Crazy lady. Alright, let's go to... this way. Let's see.
Need a blade? We should talk to Adrian at the forge.
Oh, she's asleep right now, dude. Here we go. Alright, so which one am I feeling? Oop. Sorry about that, guys. Oop.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
You heard
Hey, talk to you for a second.
the summons.
I serve Jarl Balgruuf as steward.
What's the city's history?
Ah, splendid. Our fine city has a proud history, and I'm happy to share what I know. The history of Whiterun begins with your Vasker, the Hall of the Companions. For a long time, it was the only building on the mountain. As time passed, a thriving community sprang up around your Vasker, as was common with mead halls.
Everybody likes to get drunk, right?
Whiterun is the jewel of Skyrim. I can say without boast
Excellent.
that it is the greatest city in all the holds.
Oh yeah? That's awesome.
Well, there are 3 of them, arranged in 3 tiers, as you may have noticed. The Plains District is so named because it's the closest of the 3 to the plains that surround the city. The inn and marketplace are found there. Most of the city's residents live in the Wind District, which is the middle of the 3.
I see.
Dragon's Reach occupies the highest, which we call the Cloud District. From here, the Jarl can see all that goes on within his city.
Why is the keep called Dragon's Reach?
That is an old tale, but well known to those of us who serve in the keep. Long ago, there lived a mighty hero of the Nords, Olaf One-Eye. Olaf did battle with a fearsome dragon named Numenex. The struggle between Olaf and the dragon culminated in a mighty duel atop Mount Anthor, with Olaf the victor. Olaf returned in triumph to Whiterun. By his decree, the city's keep was rebuilt as a prison for Numenex. And so, from that time until this, our great keep has been called Dragon's Reach.
I see. I don't think I have that much gold. I got something for you.
From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruuf when his mood is agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered.
20 measly coins for that. Alright. I can buy a house.
Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
Thanks.
We were just talking about you. My brother needs a word with you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
Killed it.
There's no question about that. It was a mighty deed. You've earned a place of honor among the heroes of Whiterun.
Nice.
There must be more to it than that. Did something strange happen when the dragon died?
I absorb.
Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna keep asking.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
Turns out I might be, Dragonborn.
What do you know about the Dragonborn?
I am. Just what they called me.
Not just the men. The Greybeards seem to think the same thing.
What? Who the Greybeards? What do they want with me?
The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. The ability to focus your vital essence into a doom or shout. The Greybeards are masters of the way of the voice. If
They're like the
really
Force.
are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift.
Didn't you hear the thundering sound as you returned to Whiterun?
Not really.
That was the voice of the Greybeards, summoning you to High Hrothgar.
Huh.
This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Hrongar, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as he may be, I don't see any signs of him being this, what, Dragonborn.
Hey, man.
Nord nonsense? Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Hrongar, don't be so hard on Avenici.
I meant no disrespect, of course. It's just that, what do these Greybeards want with him?
That's the Greybeards' business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards.
No.
It's a tremendous honor. I envy you, you know. To climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a very peaceful
I did not know
place.
that.
Very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. It's the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we?
Nope.
We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn.
Sweet.
Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
Yes, my lord. Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
What does it mean to be Dragonborn?
The only thing I remember is the old story of Tiber Septim being called Dragonborn by the Nords, before they switched sides and joined the Empire. No doubt those Greybeards up at High Hrothgar will talk your ear off about it.
Let's see. And tell me, who are the Greybeards?
Near as I can tell, a bunch of ancient Nord hermits who live on top of a mountain.
Nord hermits,
Never heard of them talking to anybody before.
Okay.
If they really do want to talk to you, you'd better go find out what they want. You never know.
You don't know the Sidric Order?
Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
Thanks.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Thanks.
What is it that you need?
How can we protect
With good
my run from
planning
the dragon?
and constant vigilance. Even now, my court wizard, Farengar, continues his research into ways we might drive back these terrors.
See.
We must also have ample reserves of water to combat the fires that will surely spread after an attack.
Yes.
But our greatest weapon? Courage. For if we cannot kill the beast, we must at least have the tenacity to drive it back. Until brave heroes step forward to destroy these monsters, that is the best we can do.
I'm a brave hero. Whose side are you on?
That's the war you're referring to. I'm on the side of Whiterun. No doubt General Tullius and his friends in the Empire will tell you that I owe them my loyalty.
Do you?
And perhaps I do. Ulfric Stormcloak would say that I owe my allegiance to the Nord people as they fight for Skyrim's independence. Perhaps this is also true.
You're a little
The
conflicted,
day might
huh?
come when I am forced to draw my sword for one side or the other.
Or your axe.
But that day has not come yet.
Alright. Why do you think he killed the king?
No doubt, he thought it was the only way to make his point. And also, because he knew he could.
I'll ask you to.
They're the masters of the way of the voice, of shouting. They live up on top of the throat of the world. If you're really Dragonborn, they'll want to talk to you. In the old stories, they always summon the Dragonborn for training.
What does it mean to be Dragonborn?
In the old tales, the Dragonborn heroes would use the power of their voice to defeat the enemies of Skyrim.
You see,
Wolfhearth was Dragonborn. Talos too, the founder of the Empire. Back in the good old days. In the very oldest tales. Back from when there still were dragons in Skyrim. The Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
Valgruff,
I'm right behind you.
A word, if I may.
Speak.
Let's get going then.
Well, it's your son, Nelker. The boy has been acting increasingly peculiar. More so than normal, I mean. Something really should be done.
Damn it, Proventus. I've got war lurking just outside my gates. And this is what you offer me? This? Be gone!
Yes, my lord. I serve Jarl Balgruff as steward. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
Still here. I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
yeah, I thought you were still supposed to be back at the other place. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see, what else can I give her? Oh. Still too heavy. I carry on food. Okay. Just drop this thing. Wait.
I'm a mage, not a pawnbroker, you know.
Into your hide. control.
You...
Items. Sorry people, just cleaning up my little stuff here. Don't need that.
I'll follow.
What are you doing back here?
You are a welcome guest, but you must still respect the rules of the Jarl's household.
What does the house Carl do?
I am charged with protecting the Jarl from any and all threats.
Excellent.
Powerful men have many enemies, more so in times of strife, so you can imagine the dangers. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life.
I see.
More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade.
What threats does the Jarl face?
Take your pick. Dragons, Stormcloak assassins, ambitious and
Stormcloak.
unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate them. Well, not yet anyway.
Yeah. So how did you start working here?
Balgrup and I share a battle bond. We met as youths and forged our friendship in the fires of war. When he became Jarl, I insisted on serving as his protector. He had no cause to argue. Gods, you are curious. Almost dangerously so. I've got my eyes on you.
Use subtlety and suggestion to turn his thoughts to the war. You're his steward. He'll listen to you.
Leave me out of your intrigues, Hrongar. If you have something to say to the Jarl, say it with your own tongue.
All this standing around, I'm not a man. I'm a weapon in human form. Just unsheath me and point me at the enemy.
Okay.
Maybe we'll meet in the field. Just pray we're on the same side.
Got a bad feeling about that. Let's see. I'm wearing the right outfit. Transit rails. I resist iron gauntlet. And steel armor. That's the thing that's not heaviest. Alright, and I get that axe. Excellent. Hey, you.
About the other settlements.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Targets for those damn dragons.
Yeah, good son there.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists.
Okay. It's time for a good old save.